Welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. We've got another review out in the gun room today, this time in the form of some Ear Pro and what I would consider to be maybe some higher end Ear Pro. So this is from a company called WarBird Tactical. They reached out to me and wanted to know if I was interested in reviewing some of their ear protection, and I read over their company website and was pretty impressed with everything that I've seen. So I messaged them back and was like, yeah, sure, we'll take a look at them. So full disclosure, they did send these out for review, so take that with a grain of salt. However, we are going to see what they're all about, kind of go over some of the features. And there is one thing that I don't really like, that I kind of wished it would be a little bit better, but I'll get into that as well. But this is what you get. So here's the box. Now this is the Intrepid BT model. Now these are USB rechargeable, and this particular model here is Bluetooth compatible. So that's kind of neat. My current electronic Ear Pro do not have that, and I kind of think that lends itself to maybe adding, believe it or not, a little bit of value, because it extends the possible uses of this Ear Pro. And I'm going to get into that as well. But let me go ahead. It comes in a really nice case, so that's pretty cool. Fit nice in your range bag, and they send you the USB cable, and here are the muffs themselves. So nice, kind of like suede lined, semi-rigid case. Pretty cool. Now these run $140, $150-ish range, so they're not cheap. But again, as I was mentioning, with this being Bluetooth compatible, so you can pair this to like your cell phone. Now me, I mow quite a bit. I have a large mowing area. I mow about 6 acres. So being able to take something like this, pair it to my phone, I can listen to music while I mow. So that gives another potential use for these Ear Pro rather than just solely being used at the range. So that, in my mind, does increase the value. Now I've used these a little bit since I've got them. We're going to take them back there and I'll kind of show you about them when we're on the range, but kind of go over some of the features. You've got your 4 controls here on the side of the muffs themselves, and it does come with a little instructional pamphlet. So it kind of goes over all of the ins and outs of what all they can do. And it gives you a breakdown really easy on what each of these functions do. So they're on the far left and then in the middle. So these two here, so the plus and the minus, you can see that that's going to be your volume. Okay. And then on this one here, you can see that is going to be your power button. And then on this one here, that is your select button. So your select button is going to allow you to toggle in between Bluetooth mode and just regular environmental noise. There is, I believe, 5 levels of volume associated with these, and you can increase that up or down. It does have an audio input jack, 3.5 millimeter, along with your USB-C charging port here. And one really cool thing that I didn't know until I started reading over the pamphlet, you can answer your phone calls with this thing too. So if you are on your mower, your tractor or whatever, you can pair in. So if you look here, answer calls by tapping the power button once and end calls by tapping power button again. That's kind of cool. I mean, if you're like me, it takes a little while to get some of that stuff mowed, especially back by a range area and things like that. So being able to answer cell phones with, phone calls, the wife calls or whoever it may be, it's just an added feature. So that's pretty neat. The fitting on it, there is these pads are gel filled, and I will say they are probably some of the most comfortable pads that I have felt. And 2 things kind of go into whether or not you really want to wear or use a particular pair of ear protection. One, for me, is it can't weigh a lot. These, even being electronic, they're not overly heavy, which I appreciate. And also, how comfortable is the padding around the ear? And I will say these are very nice. There's no question about that. I do like the coloring. The head strap is really nice there. As you can see, it's kind of a leather material with padding in it as well. Charging is super easy. they say that you can get a full 8 hours worth of usage from only 1.5 hours being charged. So I can tell you, I already know the answer to that, but I'm going to make you wait until we get back to the range here in a minute before I let you know about that one. 2 omnidirectional microphones, sound dampening composite housing, full dynamic range, HD high def speakers. So you actually hear the same thing on both sides. Like I said, it does have those nice gel air cushions, adjustable headband, and it is an internal metal frame. And I'll be honest with you, they look good too. But overall, I really like all the features. The Bluetooth pairing is kind of a game changer. If that's something that you might be interested in, this could be the model for you. But let's head out to the range. I'm going to take a few shots. We can't have a hide video without shooting something. And then we'll get some final thoughts on this WarBird Intrepid BT Ear Pro. All right, guys, so WarBird Tactical, the Intrepid BT Ear Pro. So what do we think here? I do like them. I do have one kind of complaint. I wish they were a little thinner, just because I am also a bench rest shooter. You guys know I like shoot rifles off bench and stuff like that. So it does help to have a thinner ear pro for that, so you can get good cheek weld on the comb of your rifle stock. But that's kind of neither here nor there. I mean, that's just kind of, for me personally, is it a big detractor from the ear pro itself? No, not really. More personal preference. With that said, some of the things that I do like: the buttons are easily accessible. The volume, the buttons on those are kind of extended, so you have really easy access to those. They're really easy to find. That's a good touch. As far as the battery life goes, as I mentioned over there on the bench top, this kind of took me a while. So I had to take and keep the ear pro on. These do have auto shut off. So I ran them down to where the indicator light here on the side, it's a little blue light, lets you know that the ear pro is on, to where that would not come on. So I knew they were dead. I charged it for 1.5 hours, just like it said on the box, and then did all that process again to see how long they would last. And I got right at about 7 hours. Now that was from completely dead. Still, that's a long time for a battery to hold charge. That's more than a day's usage out on the range or back, mowing your property or whatever the case may be. The only downside to the USB that I kind of am a little wish-washy on is, what if you were at the range and it was dead for some reason you didn't know or didn't realize? It's not like you can just throw in some batteries and you're good to go. So you kind of got to take that as well. Maybe one of their other models is better for you. But I tell you, if you're in the market for a higher end unit, this might be something that you might be interested in. I know that they are a little bit pricey, so that's going to be kind of relative to you. Now, with that said, there's a lot of other good options out there, but these I think definitely stand on their merit. I'm pretty impressed with them. But I will post a link below if you'd like to check them out. I am getting no kickbacks at all from it, so if it's something you might be interested in, it's purely for you guys. So this is just one guy's opinion. But if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. If you think you might pick one of these up, maybe for yourself, post in the comments below. And as always, guys, shoot straight. Later.